Hello everyone, welcome back. So today we're going to be playing Aatrox, and we'll be facing off against the Elder Dragon adventure from the Titans of Runeterra campaign. I, just like Ari, have tried this before a bunch of times, and every single time I failed. I just think Aatrox is pretty bad, at least until you get the 6th star. But I can't get the 6 stars, so instead I'm making do with the 5 stars I do have. By slotting in some interesting relics, I'm taking the Z-Drive prototype for more rerolls and then Luminous Orb. Oh right, this adventure gives everything a Titan's X. My thought process was I'm going to use Luminous Orb and Starforged Gauntlets in order to make Aatrox Titanic. And then I get one extra mana crystal at the start of the game, and combine that with the Z-Drive prototype. I can hopefully make up for the fact that Aatrox sucks as a champion. But now I know, yeah, at least in this adventure I wouldn't need to take Luminous Orb. Normally I would, because of the stats the fact of the stats not lining up. Anyway, let's just try to make it work. New student, boarding party, counterfeit production. New student gives us a unit that we can target with the weapons we'll get off of the corrupted weapon. So maybe it's decent, but I think we need something better if we want to get through this adventure. So let's reroll. Grander Plaza. Yeah, let's pick up the Grander Plaza. The extra stats might help us stabilize the board in the beginning of the game. At the very least, with the extra mana we do get at the start, I hope we'll be able to play at least one unit alongside a darken equipment. Actually, we start with 7 mana, we start with even more mana than the opponent. Let's do Steadfast Telkin and the Darken Staff. If we combine that with the keywords we get off of the and stats we get off of the Grander Plaza, we should theoretically be able to kill both of the opponent's units here at the start. Yeah, just like that. Turns out this was surprisingly good. Do I want to go for the Forsaken Buckeye Darkin Harpoon? Yeah, might as well. Do I go for another Darkin weapon? Sure. Just to give the extra stats to the Buckeye. We do have a large board in terms of unit stats. Violent Discord generates 2 units that I can use the Darkin weapons on. That thing's going to deal a lot of damage for Nexus. Let's just summon the Aatrox. I was hoping that the Aatrox would be large enough to properly contest the Drake. At the very least you can damage it enough to the point where no, never mind, right. I was about to say we can damage it enough to the point where we can trade it in either one of these. But the opponent's not even attacking. Okay, I'll take it. Can actually do this. Let's equip here. I can actually go for World Ender right now. Should I go for the World Ender? Maybe. Yeah, let's do it.
I am the World Ender!
It's going to increase the stats of our units by a little bit. This way we can attack with most of everything. We're not going to attack with the Aatrox, obviously.
Is that you? I have decided.
Okay, he's going to take 2 units down. Not exactly concerned. Let's equip the Darkened Staff here.
Two great powers somehow spliced together.
Let's summon Joral and equip it with the harpoon, I think.
Your peace is at hand.
Or maybe I save it and play Ibarus next turn. I think that's better. Worst case scenario, I can Deathbringer stance to strike one of the opponent's units. I think I'll do just that. Because that helps deny the draw, I think. Because all of a sudden, yeah, that fizzles. I guess I'll just hardcast the Ibarus for 7. It's not ideal, but it could be worse. We'll take the 9. Honestly, all things considered, this is actually going pretty decently. Well, let's give Joral equipment. Same thing with the Darkens. The Ibarus. I can actually do this. Get rid of the largest unit on the opponent's board. Do I attack next turn? Or do I attack here right away? But do I play Aatrox first? Let's do Aatrox. He has 1 card in hand. What are the odds that he summons something that stops me from killing him this turn?
This is the mountain's final test.
Rather high, apparently. Just going to do this to give the Balcox more impact. So that way I hopefully deal enough damage to the opponent to kill him, even through his units blocking. I should figure that I would have dealt more than enough damage. Not really. I'm still not sure we can beat Aurelian Soul. I think it's entirely dependent on the support champion. Wandering Shepherd with Hunter's Machete. It's interesting, but I think I would rather go all in on the Darkened Weapons. Resonant Stars. Or the Darkened Harp. Actually, let's take the Darkened Harp. Resonant Stars with the discount could be very good for us. But the weapons having additional items on them makes them significantly better. Ornn, the Darkened Spear, Combat Hook. Actually, I'm taking the Ornn. I'm not even going to bother re-rolling for other units. The fact that we have a Darkened Spear associated with Ornn makes everything better. The Darkened Staff, Keeper of the Box. I would rather have cheaper units like I did in the previous game. Something that I can play alongside the Keeper of the Box. I mean, worst case scenario, I can still go Keeper of the Box, Darkened Staff, pull whatever the opponent plays here with the Challenger and the Quick Attack. And all of a sudden The opponent loses one of his units. Oh, and the Ornn levels up right away. That's neat. An additional unit that I can target, that I can use the weapons on. Let's let that go through. I'm going to play Ornn, capture that. I can go for the Violent Discord to summon some blockers.
You wanted the god of the forge, you got him.
But I don't think it will be necessary.
So good I named it.
He might just pull the... No, he didn't pull the Woodland Keeper. Well, in that case, let's do this. And I'll use my remaining mana to draw the Aatrox. Okay, now he goes for the attack. He was just waiting for me to spend all of my mana. That might actually be worse for the opponent than it is for me. Can just do this. Now I attack with everything. Does the opponent die here? 15 plus 17 is 30. Plus 15, no, it's still not enough. I'm going to go through with this attack anyway. We get him very close to dying. We reduce the cost of the cards in our hand by a bunch. We even set up a level up on the Aatrox, I'm pretty sure, yeah. In that case, let's make sure that as many of our units as possible have a Darkin weapon on them.
We must fight once more.
Do I level up my units now? I might as well make full use of my mana. Okay. That can be scary next turn. He pulls 2 units. It's fine. I can even... I was about to say I can even use Aatrox to deal with that, but no, I can't. But I can use Aatrox to deal with that. This is fine. Let's try to remove as many of the opponent's units as possible. This way I have an easier time killing the opponent next turn. Let's summon the Anaka. Actually no, Anaka has that, so I should wait for the next turn. In that case, well, let's just pass. I summon a Naka this turn, like this. The opponent decides not to block at all, which is an interesting decision. I can actually do this and increase my damage by allowing the Ornn to summon the Spirit of the Ram. Ooh, does the opponent have a way to survive this? Nah. I figured as much. The opponent just didn't have enough value, I suppose. His hand was rather empty most of the game. I think Ornn definitely carried that game though. He dealt so much damage to the opponent's Nexus. Buhuru Cultist, Tempting Prospect, Heedless Resurrection. Let's do Buhuru Cultist. It's a form of removal. It's temporary, but it's a form of removal. For card cuts... Honestly, it's probably the Combat Cook that's the weakest link. All of the other cards care about what we're doing with the Darkins. Eclipse Dragon or Camavorran Dragon? I want the Stargazer encounter. I'm not even sure how well we'll deal with the Camavorran Dragon, but I'll try. All I have to do is deny the opponent the slay triggers, right? Honestly, this seems like a fine keep except the Darkin Spear. I want to get the portal out of it. Darkin Lodestone. Harpoon. Guess we're going Keeper of the Box, Darkin Ages. Oh. Gloom. 4 Gloom. 8 Gloom? Why? Oh. Noxian Education. When I play a skill, copy it. Okay. That's extremely unfortunate. And so is the fact that the opponent managed to go ahead and give all of his units extra health. At least I can go for the ore next turn. Just capture that thing. Yeah. What are the odds the opponent has removal for Ornn anyway?
Wanted the god of the forge? You got him! I made this hammer. It was so good I named it Hammer.
Warm your body, warm your soul.
Sulfur. Okay. The opponent's going to deal a bit of damage here. But it shouldn't be that relevant. Ooh, it doesn't even attack. Now we're in a great position then. I think I want to develop my board. I'll do Steadfast Telkin. It's fine. The opponent only has 4 cards in hand, so chances are he doesn't really have a way to deal with my board. So I'm just going to do this. Equip some Darkin weapons on my units, and then go for a swing. We can pull here. We'll pull this one. Pull this one here. And then I guess if he wants he can trade the fused Firebrand into the Keeper of the Box. I'll offer him that trade. Yeah, obviously takes it. But he's losing his entire board in the process. I guess he did draw 2 cards off of this. And he did deny one of the cost reductions I would have access to. But might not be good enough.
The chains, they never stop.
Bellow's Breath. It deals with the elusive. So sure. Oh. It doesn't really like that affectionate Poro, I suppose. Let's do Aatrox. Yeah, let's do Aatrox. Maybe I should have equipped one unit into, or one weapon into the Steadfast Telkin. But it's fine. We'll trade the Exalted Porwin because it has Deathless. We'll get it back immediately. We can re-equip it with the Darkin weapon. Let's equip. Summon the Forsaken Bakai. Pick the Darkin. Spend all of our mana nice and neatly. Because next turn we're hitting the World Ender button. And we're trying to close out the game.
I am the World Ender! Darkin, awaken!
They're not as large as they could be. And the opponent's units are in fact rather large instead.
Somebody hold my beer.
Let's do it like this, in this order. He can block 3, but the other 3 still go through.
You're all in trouble now.
So
Is that you?
might be fine. 49 damage, but he loses his board. Yeah, let's take it. If he has 5 cards in hand, I hope that with my discounts I'm able to close out the game. I do have a second Aatrox in hand. Let's just ensure that I don't discard that one. So let's replace that. Equipment. Let's summon the Joral, I suppose. Equip it with a Darkin weapon. Next turn I'm going for Aatrox and dropping the rest of the Darkins. Ooh. Do I go for a Naka? It's a very strong maybe, yeah. The Darkin always have the same items on them. So I could just generate 2 blockers here. I'll do it. Ooh, I was going for this defensively because I thought I wouldn't need the extra damage next turn. But I might be mistaken, because the opponent just developed a rather large board. Can go ahead and do this. Preserve one of my units this way. Let's equip that Darkin stuff there. Maybe I should be cycling the weapons because they keep increasing in stats whenever I change them. So I think this is the correct choice. At the very least, they get more stats. Let's do Aatrox. I just need Aatrox to push through in terms of damage with the Overwhelm. I have one more attacker than he has in terms of blockers, so maybe this is doable. I can force pull some of his units. I can force pull these two. I'm going to waste something from the Anaka though. He's always dead here, right? I guess if he doesn't, if Anaka is the one that he doesn't block, he survives. No, he still dies. No, he doesn't. I was about to say he still dies to the Overwhelm, but he doesn't. Need to find a way to kill him. Darkin Lodestone, does that help? Drawing something, does that help? Darkin Bloodstone there. I get the Darkin Staff back. I equip it on the Anaka. That grows the Anaka to a respectable amount. I can cycle this Darkin Staff. It doesn't matter. Now we kill him, no matter what, because the threshold is 15 damage. The Oraziel will grow this to 15 damage. So if you let this go through, it dies. If you let this go through, it dies. I can force block these two. And if you let Aatrox go through, it dies. And he can only block 3, so he dies here, no matter what. Ooh, that was close. Wait, he survives? How? Oh! The amalgamation of Vile Rights heals him. Oh, here I was thinking I had cracked the code and found lethal. Instead he survives with 1 damage. If I draw the Ornn... No, actually no. One Ornn has already been drawn. I was about to say, if I draw the Ornn and Ornn manages to... Or if I draw 2 Ornns, I can play an Ornn and then go for Ornn's champion spell. But it doesn't work like that because I already played a Ornn. So I don't have access to Ornn's champion spell anymore. But I still have the chance to close out the game here. Because Ornn will generate an attacker, I can capture something with the Bohuru cultist.
I will take this power in my lady's name.
Let's give the Darkin Staff to the cultist. Let's summon the Blooming cultist. Darkin Staff that one. Will be Baros. Because the Baros is big. And then we'll Darkin Lodestone here. Okay. We win. But it did cost us a lot. Sure. We waste the Ornn's effect, but whatever. Let's let that just let that go through, not give the opponent any more opportunities to mess with us. I could have gone for the Furious Wielder on the Aatrox to try and get a little bit more healing. But it's better not to give the opponent the priority back. Okay, so that was a bit more challenging. The Darkin Fan, I'm going to take it. I wonder when we'll reach the point where we have too many weapons. For the King, Joy Unbound, Beauty and Death. Copy the first 2 fleeting units or spells you play. I need something better. Style on them, Dragon Sire, Dragon Spirit. Unfortunately none of these are that great. Dragon Spirit, out of my way. When you attack with 10 plus total power, kill the strongest back row enemy. Well, we do manage to get to 10 plus total power. The only thing we struggled with was killing the back row, the enemies. So I think that's for the best. I think that's going to allow us to achieve the victory here. Do I even want to cut a card from my deck? How many equipments do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 equipments plus 2 at the start. Multiplied by 2 is 10. And then 18 cards. 18 cards. 5 of which, 10 of which are followers. Honestly, I think this ratio of spells and followers is fine. So I don't think I need to cut a card from my deck. But then again, Blooming Cultist is the weakest link here, right? Does it deserve to be cut from the deck? Or do I want to cut one of the other cards? Nah, let's just keep the deck as is. If it comes back to screw me later, so be it. I might just cut any future cards I get though. Let's toss all of these back. I'll keep the Keeper of the Box just in case. Forsaken Buckeye, Keeper of the Box. I get 2 weapons here at the start. YF Steadfast Elkin too. This is a very good hand. Do I press priority back to the opponent? I don't think the opponent has that much removal. Let's just go Buhuru Cultist, capture the one of the opponent's units right away.
There they are. Ready yourselves.
Ooh, goes for a rally, which is an interesting decision. I'll actually do what? I'll throw the Forsaken Buckeye to the grinder just to block that thing. Or I can just not block at all. I think I'll not block at all. Because I can give for the Forsaken Buckeye some extra stats. It goes to 11. I attack like this. The Dragon Guard Lookout dies and I deal with the opponent's sword. Nice. We'll heal back up to full after this encounter, so we can afford to play a little bit with our health. 5 mana. Should I be concerned? No. Let's drop down the Aatrox. Okay, he's giving his units Challenger. Now I should be concerned. Let's give this unit a weapon. He's not attacking. Okay, I'll take it. I was worried for a second there that he was going to attack with his units, but it shows against it for some reason. I don't know why. All I have to do is do this. Just going to buff up one of my units to up to 10 plus attack. That's unfortunate. I'm losing the Aatrox here, but I think it's alright because I can... I was about to say I can still kill one of his units before Aatrox dies, but never mind. Instead he fizzles my champion spell. Well, kind of fizzles. I think it still shuffled an Aatrox back into the deck. So things are not as bad as they could be. And I can still do this. It kills one of the opponent's units and I get to deal a decent amount of damage to his Nexus. I have Warlander in case I need it. But realistically I should only need it on the attacking turn. Let's Darken Pen here.
Another day guarding the walls.
If he attacks, I'll be fine with it. Never mind, he's going to kill one of the Keepers of the Box. I was fully intending on Andy. It's okay. Could be worse. Let's just do this. No attacks. That's surprising. I was fully expecting the opponent to attack here. In that case, I'm just going to do this. Might seem weird, but it's ramping up the stats of the Dark Ages. I think that's more important. I wonder if the Transformed Darkin will retain the mobile keyword. Let's test it out, shall we? Okay, it doesn't retain the mobile keyword. Perfect. We have converted one of a useless follower into something that's actually decent. It might actually cause us to win the game on here. 14 plus 7 plus 9. Oh no, we're too off.
Now I take to the sky.
Well, we might be almost out of resources, but I don't really see a world where the opponent swings the board back. So at least I can take solace in the fact that if I survive this turn, I win. Another Bellows Breath. And it clears most of my board. Well, I can do this.
I will take this power
Just
in
to
my
delay the attack from the Shyvana. Never mind, now he has 2 Shyvanas on the board. Let's buff up the Bahuru Cultist. At the very least it will trade favorably into the Shyvana. Or he just doesn't attack with the Shyvana. Well then. In that case, I'll just pass the turn. Summon the Anaka here. And then get a full board of attackers.
And they said the
Yeah, you
dragon
can do
is
that all
gone.
you want. Unfortunately for you, it's not relevant. And we even have the Joral's effect to make it so he can't, or it will be more awkward for him to play spells here. Once we do get our entire hand down, we do struggle with refilling it. So maybe some card draw would be nice. Anti-up, Gigaphage. Let's just get some extra stats on the Aatrox. Though I should probably pick up some items for the Ornn as well, because I guess I just win. Perfected mana flow. What else could I possibly want? Now if I do lose to the Elder Dragon, I'm going to be upset, but like I was saying, I might want to pick up some items for the Ornn, just because he's actually decent. Unlike most support champions. Yeah, let's keep the double for second Bakai. Cloud Drake is going to be annoying. Like, yeah, the perfected mana flow is just going to ramp us up to 10 over the course of 2 turns and then becomes useless. But on these first few turns, the extra mana is relevant. That's rather slow. A rather slow turn from the opponent. It's fine. Let's do another Forsaken Bakai. Let's just summon 2 units to trade into those Exalted Cloudwinders. And the opponent got all of the Exalted Cloudwinders. All the units in his hand are going to be extremely cheap because of the double proc from the Cloud Drake. But with the amount of Cloudwinders he's summoned here, he might end up overdrawing himself. Actually, he overdraws one? No, he doesn't overdraw one. So he got exactly what he wanted. Surely he doesn't have a way to play anything else this turn, right? Okay, no. He has Miriam, so he can play a lot more things. Do I go for the Balcox? Honestly, I might just go for the Balcox because I can afford it, and I can play the Ornn. Oh no. That's a worst case scenario. The opponent's just going to get to attack with basically his entire board. Yep. 52 damage. Can I survive this? Nope. Instead he kills me thanks to the Yon. I didn't have a large enough board. Well, at least I had the revive, so I can try again. But this is my last try. Would I even have played that better? I suppose I could have not killed the Windrake. I'll keep a Norn in hand just because of that. If he decides to drop down the Windrake at the start of the game, I'm just going to capture it right away, not give him full value out of it. And to compensate, I don't get any sort of units on my board. That's annoying. Well, let's try to let the opponent play his entire hand and then summon a Darkin Spear. Well, I successfully baited the opponent into playing the Yon on nothing. I'm actually going to drop down the Ornn here, just to capture the Yone for basically free. It also denies the effect from the what's it called? The Ocean Soul, the Dragon Soul, the Chemtech Dragon Soul. So when Yon does get released from inside the Ornn, he won't come back with a free revive. I'm worried the opponent's just going to develop a massive board on me. So let's do this preemptively. Yep. Turns out that was the correct choice. He's going to attack here. I know that much. Or not. Why didn't he attack there? Should I attack here? I'm going to give a weapon to the Ra. And I shouldn't have done that. It's fine. We'll just kill that Yon on summon. Then play the Aatrox. I'm kind of tempted to go Stiratu, just for the card draw. And he kills the Stiratu right away. At least it had Deathless, so I could use it. Or so I could get it back, but still. Well, we managed to get through 2 Yones, so what are the odds he has a third one? Buhuru Cultist here? Nah, let's just go for the Aatrox. If he summons something else, yeah, I'll go for the Buhuru Cultist. Because he has no mana, so surely he can't play anything else. Turns out I was right. Let's do Darkin Arp here. Give that. Okay, no, that's a completely different card. My bad. Well then, let's pull the trigger on the World Ender then. Buff up all of our units. Yeah, he summons a Gelsung Flock, but it's fine. All I really want to do is this. Can pull here. And then I can pull here. We're going to get 2 units, one from the Ornn, one from there, from the Anaka. Ornn will proc first, so I think I can do this. I'm fine with burning one from the Anaka.
Trouble now. There is no music as
Never mind, I'm no longer fine with burning one from the Anaka. And we get some card draw from the Steratu at least. Let's use the Aatrox as removal for that. It's fine. Pass the turn, I guess. We're on our way to victory, but the opponent still has a lot of cards in hand. And he's drawing more cards. Decking out isn't a win condition. If he decided to attack here, that would be great for me. I'm going to cycle weapons on the Balcox. Okay, he's releasing something from the Joral. Cloud Drake. Okay. Let's do Blooming Cultist. I'm actually going to... Oh, I can't re-equip the Darkened Fan. In that case, I'm just going to do this, increase the impact on the Balcox a bit. I deal 13 from the Blooming Cultist, 5 from the Balcox. Ornn deals a bunch more. Same thing with the Anaka. So theoretically this is lethal.
Here comes my molten friend. The drum of war must sound one more time. There is no
Does the opponent die here? Please tell me he dies here. He keeps struggling. Does he have enough to survive? Okay, fortunately not. Damn, that was annoying. If I had the Troll King's Crown on the Aatrox to give everything overwhelmed, the games would be going so much quicker.
I am freed of this madness.
That's what I should be using instead of the Luminous Orb. But we're making do. I'll lose breath, Eternal Gladiator, Blooming Cultist. Let's pick up the Eternal Gladiator. It's extremely expensive, but we already start with a bunch of mana anyway. And that thing trades favorably into stuff. Get Swole. Doesn't synergize with my deck. Phantom Pranks. She Who Wonders. That might actually harm me more than it helps me. Unforgiving Cold. It's an interesting combat trick. I'm actually going to pick it up. 3 copies of it. Honored Lord, an item for a champion. Let's reroll here again. Titanic Wake. Oh, that's huge. Now if we do summon a unit that's 8 or that's Titanic, we just buff it even more. That might work. It works with Aatrox and the Ornn. It might work with some of the Darkin as well. Let's skip the Violent Discord. It gives us 2 units. Ornn. I'll actually let the opponent play through his units. Yeah, because he can summon just a Bordir of Blackened Dice and capture one of my units. We can kill the Bodhi right away. Just need to summon a unit that's large enough to do so. Alright, we don't get 2 procs off of it. But it's fine, we can still have enough to do this. It kills the Bodir, it kills the Valhyr's Prophet. Levels up the Ornn. let's just do this. Buff up the stats on one of my units. If the opponent has a weak turn, I'm just going to cycle the Darkened Staff, the stats on the Darkened Staff. Never mind. I can't because the opponent killed my entire board. I can't even summon one of the Darkins. I guess I can go for the Joral. It's cheap enough. And let's cycle the Darkened Staffs just to increase its stats. 6/6 already. He summons 2 Frostguard Trolls. I want the 6/6 weapon to be the one that gets copied. So let's equip it now. Hope the opponent doesn't capture my Joral. He's Frostbites him instead. Well, at least he's having a weak turn. Can go for this, for the Ornn. He'll capture that unit. It's one less unit on the opponent's side of the board. Can go for a Bohuru Cultist. That's one less unit to if I attack with the Ornn. Pull here. The Frostguard Troll dies. And I suppose I'll attack with all of them just because... Well, actually the Joral actually has a purpose with attacking. It increases the cost of the opponent's spells. The other ones are just because... yeah, I have spare mana. Let's cycle the weapons. Like so. Nice. All is fine as long as the opponent doesn't capture the Ornn. Even then it might still be fine. I have the Unforgiving Cold in my back pocket. So I might be able to surprise the opponent. It's fine. As long as I keep enough mana open for the Unforgiving Cold, things will be alright. He's not taking the bait. Guess I'll play the Keeper of the Box, and then if he wants to pass the turn, I'll take the pass. Do I art pull the Unforgiving Cold? Yeah, I might as well. Savage Reckoner. It's Titanic and it's an Overwhelmer. Second one, sure. Doesn't really matter because I think the opponent dies here. I'll just pull here. That one will die. It will release the Ornn. Not like it's relevant because I deal 20 damage or upwards of 20 damage here. Never mind, it generated a blocker at burst speed. That sure put a dent in my plans. In that case, I have to go Savage Reckoner. Let's just cycle a bunch of weapons. I definitely need to do so. I have the spare mana. And I'm not really seeing a way to beat the opponent unless I do this. At least all of the units in my board are threats. There goes the Savage Reckoner. I want to keep spare mana for the Unforgiving Cold. If I can go for another Savage Reckoner and still have leftover mana. Or I can cycle weapons. I can buff this guy up. Attacking, really? That's just victory for me, right? Oh, let's drop down the Savage Reckoner. I thought for sure the opponent would attack with more units here. But it turns out he was not really interested in doing that. Well, game over. I'll pull here, pull this here. Arnold generate an attacker. Oh, I actually could have attacked with the Aatrox. I miscounted the number of the attackers. But I have more than enough damage to close out the game. Oh. It's a struggle. Every encounter. I'm going to need to keep the Ornn in my opening hand. Golden Spatula, no. All these are terrible. Farsight Alteration and Darkin Staff. Or Pautiporo. Or Ascended Skull. It might seem expensive, but we have to remember we start the game with 8 mana and then we go immediately to 10, so it might be playable. Regeneration, Spell Shield. Yeah, let's pick that up for Ornn. Card Cut. I didn't play the Eternal Gladiator a single time last game. Let's just cut the Blooming Cultist, honestly. 37 cards. 37 cards. I really want all of these cards. Maybe that Arcane Fan is the weakest link. It might be the weakest link. But having it around just in case I generate it randomly. Now let's cut the Arcane Fan. We can afford to keep the units because we're not really struggling in terms of equipments. We're struggling in terms of equipment targets. Let's keep an Ornn in hand. Keep a Keeper of the Box and the Darkened Staff. Depending on what the opponent plays on the first turn, I'll either choose to go Ornn or Keeper of the Box, Darkened Staff. I've been speaking of Aurelion Sol up until this point, haven't I? This is not the Aurelion Sol fight, this is the Elder Dragon fight. It's a completely different beast. Well, I'm a dum-dum. Ooh, that's a high roll for the opponent. Now I definitely need to go for the Ornn on the first turn because I don't want the opponent to get double the benefits from the Cloud Drake.
I have pledged my life to dragons.
Let's do Darken Bloodletters. Attack with Ornn. Do I want to get rid of the Heralds of the Dragons? That's the one that dies. No, that's the one that dies. Is there any way to make it so... No, that appears... It appears there isn't a way to make it so this one is the one that dies. It's alright.
Wanted the god of the forge, you got him.
We get some extra spell mana. We'll be able to cycle these Darkened Staffs to increase their stats. Yep. Now they're up to 4. Same thing with the The Darkened Bloodletters is up to 2.
Don't be hasty. It will make its will known.
And he has Elder Dragon in his opening hand. Do you think he'll panic if I play the Ascended Skull? He's going to attack and pull the Ornn. This is the thing that generates the most blockers. Maybe it freaks out if I play this. At the very least it helps reduce the amount of damage I take because Nasus will be on the board, debuffing everything.
Life and death inexorably interwoven. The sun rises and the cycle.
If you play something else before attacking here, I'm golden because I'll kill the Elder Dragon. Okay, no, he's just attacking with the Elder Dragon. I suppose I'll take that. It'll be significantly worse. Let's just equip the weapons here. We can force a kill on the Elder Dragon. And we'll forcibly kill two of the opponent's units as well. Here and here. Unfortunately, the Elder Dragon doesn't die to the Dominus Destruction. I can go for an attack next turn right away to get rid of the Elder Dragon permanently. But honestly, I think keeping him on the board for a bit longer is the correct choice, because it might make the opponent play the Elder Dragon's champion spell, effectively removing an Elder Dragon from his hand. Let's not do that, opponent, shall we? I don't want you to have keywords on that unit. I can go for Ornn. Let's do Aatrox instead. It's fine. Buff up the Keeper of the Box. Can go for the Deathbringer. Sweep a bunch of times here. And it will actually be fine because Aatrox survives all of them. And let's do the last one. We heal back up to full. I have the Ornn as a backup plan in case the opponent plays another Elder Dragon. So let's just attack like this and kill the Elder Dragon. It's not going to block either the Nasus or the Connect. An interesting decision. Yeah, I was fully expecting that. He wanted his Elder Dragon to die so he could play another. Now I have two choices here. Either I play the Ornn right away and the opponent plays another Elder Dragon next turn, or I wait for the next turn. Let's pull the trigger now. What is the largest weapon? It's not... It's this one, I suppose, on the Nasus.
I made this house. It was so good I named it.
Let's do this. All of my units are massive. At the very least they can contest against the opponent's units in a fair manner for once. And there's the Elder Dragon. Well, let's just let all of his buffs sit. I'm going to play the Unforgiving Cold, and then the opponent's going to cry because his Elder Dragon won't actually be able to level up. Ooh, Atakan's massive. Oh, Commander Letters is interesting too. Can you kill one of my units, opponent? I kind of want to play the attack on next turn. There's the bane of my existence. About time you showed up. Couple of turns too late though. The Elder Dragon's almost dead. Let's do Warlander. Might as well. I have nothing else to do this turn. Pull the trigger on two of my Darkins. And now we attack right away. The Elder Dragon dies. This is actually more damage. Not attacking with the Zolani, funnily enough.
Molten friend.
Because of the summon from the Ornn. Are you going to let me kill you, opponent? Okay, I'll take it. The opponent didn't want to keep the Zolani on board, it seems. Oh, well, that was a satisfying outcome. Finally, after so many attempts with Aatrox, I actually managed to get a win. It only cost me... Actually, it was just the Forge Relic to give the Epic Relic slot to the Aatrox. So all things considered, it wasn't really that expensive. So yeah, that will be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye. Till then.